Welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Torres. In episode number 38, I speak with LeHew. Bo is well known in the golf industry as a leader that puts his customer first, no matter what. With stops along the way at Royal Caribbean Cruise Line and as food and beverage director at Lajitas Golf Resort and Spa in Big Bend National Park. Bo arrived at Golf Club of Texas in San Antonio in 2015, and the current title he holds is the Director of Sales and Marketing. He has thrown some unique golf tournaments and events and has created a culture of honesty and understanding and has helped many people book the wedding of their dreams. Some people may think his energetic personality may be fake, but I can tell you he's as genuine as they come. Bo is a devoted husband and proud father of a 1.5-year-old daughter and is quick to let any and everyone know that he graduated from the University of Florida. Go Gators. And that is where my conversation starts with Bo. I hope you enjoy.
Gators had a great year this year. Just ended on a bad note. Yeah, after that, loved the town so much. I just couldn't leave it. And, what do you do with a political science degree? Right out of college, everyone thinks jobs are just handed to you. That is not the case that I encountered. Instead, I enjoyed working at a bar, managing a bar. So I did that for a good 8-9 years and just basically goofing off, not living up to my potential, really not knowing what my potential, not really knowing what to do with my career. Just knew that I had to go to college. That was not an option for me. My mom said, "You're going to college? Great. What am I going to study? I don't know. Political science sounds great. Let's do that." It's taken me in my career and, going through life experiences to find my true calling, which is what I'm doing now. But after I left Florida, I went to work for Royal Caribbean for a while. It is obviously, Royal Caribbean is great cruise line, high energy, bar manager, get on there and, over 13 bars. If you've been there, you go around there, make sure all of the codes are met up. Bartenders aren't getting drunk behind the bar. I had experience with that of my own, actually running a bar, making sure that your bartenders aren't that drunk. So
at least not drunker than you, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I had a rule. We closed at 2, so don't take your first shot till 11, so you get be vertical at the end of the night. It was great. And then just basically letting my career take me wherever it wanted to go. Opportunity arose at Lajitas Golf Resort in West Texas, Big Bend National Park. If you've never been, you've missed out on really, like, every Texan should visit Blackjack's Crossing Golf Course. It's been rated number 1 pub course that you can play by the Dallas Morning News for like 8 years in a row. Like cascading mountains, you have an electric golf cart that you're like, no way it's gonna make it up this hill. And, but I mean, you see the Chisos Mountains in the background. It's absolutely gorgeous. Expensive to play, $200 a round, but it's absolutely worth it.
Well, that's one of the places that's been on my bucket list to play here in the state of Texas. Now, I know that's a place, that's a resort, it's a spa and resort that, hey, you can take the wife, you can take the kids while you go and play your round.
Oh, there's so much. It's like I'm promoting them still. I have a spot in my heart for them. I was there for 2 years. They have one of the world's longest zip lines, horseback riding. It's right on the Rio. You go tubing down the Rio, starlight dinner at night. They take you up in a truck with a bale of hay for all the kids. It is absolutely it's a converted barracks for General Pershing when he was fighting Santa Anna.
Damn.
So it's got a lot of history.
That's history, yeah.
You're staying in converted actual barracks. They call different parts of the facility the barracks. That's one place you go stay at. That when my parents came, I put them in the barracks.
You locked them in there, right?
You're gonna stay in the barracks.
Well, being in that type of work, being in that food and that bar and that entertainment industry, I've been on Royal Caribbean cruises and I've loved them. So obviously you've had the ability to travel all over places, right? Now,
Absolutely. See the world, life experience.
now with traveling all over the world, and being at LeHew's, how did you make your way, or what was the offer that was able to pull you from such a great resort to beautiful San Antonio, Texas?
Was the manager that was running that course at that time. He left about a year before I left, and he came to San Antonio where he lives. He had been living in San Antonio, and he was working there, living there. When you live at LeHew's, I sold my car, didn't have a cell phone. There was no cell range. You were out there. And so then when I get out there, they put you up in a condo if you're a manager, if you're a salary. I was the food and beverage director, so I was able to experience that and love it. And so when he left a year later, he called me and was like, get out here. I don't know what I'm going to have you do. We already have a chef. We already have a food and beverage director. I don't know what I have for you to do, but I know that your enthusiasm, your how genuine you are, your ability to connect with other people is a valuable commodity. And he got me out here. He had it upstairs. We have a bridal suite that we use. But I stayed in it for 2 years, and that's where he lived. And it was great. And basically, coming out here, I took a pay cut, a huge pay cut to come out here. But I knew that sometimes, you gotta take 2 steps back to take 5 steps forward. It had a much better, higher ceiling for me. Couldn't do much more at LeHew's. So I took that gamble, that risk, which is what I was doing at that time in my career, being single, having been never married, no kids. I had that luxury of being able to go around and just follow my career. So Ruffin Moore, one of my first, is the man who pulled me out here. He was the director of operations of this course and our course in Concan, which we recently just sold. And picked up the phone, gave me a call, said, get out here. And I didn't even hesitate. Put my 2 weeks notice in, was out here, basically just saying, you know what, I'm going to make it. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. Put me in the pro shop. Never had any, really, this is 6 years ago, no experience in golf, to be honest. I worked the pro shop counter and I learned golf. I learned every in and out aspect of it. And was selling memberships like crazy because I had that connection with people. Here's a bucket of balls. If you have such a good time after that, we have a great range membership. Bring me your receipt. I'll prorate it for you. Get you in a membership. There you go. Sold 200 memberships in the first 2 months.
Always wheeling and dealing, right? Always wheeling and dealing.
But I mean, I don't like the word salesman. I'm not a salesman. I'm a relationship builder. I'm Facebook friends with all of my clients. Any person that's ever had a wedding here, a golf tournament, whatever, they know that I do business ethically, the right way. I'm not going to cheat them. I'm not going to slide in hidden fees at the last moment. They know what they're going to get right off the bat with me. And that's why most golf tournaments stick with me and come back with me year after year after year. And so then after that membership, they basically was like, okay, we're busy enough that we need a sales director. I have a background with some graphic design work. So basically I was like, hello, right here. So he had me go into a position I had no experience doing, no knowledge doing, and kind of felt myself around in the dark for the first couple of years. Then Touchstone Golf Management Company came in, and Troy Sacco, my second mentor, came along, and he taught me the sciences that go behind sales, really the rolling 12s, the forecasting reports, prospecting, how you get clients, how you just instead of sitting around like you're on the TV show The Office and waiting for the phone to ring, be proactive. How do you go and get business? And he helped me do that.
Well, Well, I think Michael Scott did some great things to get some business, though.
Did he? I mean, there's nothing more insulting to a great salesman than having to listen to a bad salesman. It's the same thing as a great basketball player having to listen to a bad basketball player. One of my favorite lines from it's like no correlation at all. In that show, he's got the guy trying to sell him the version of Aflac, and they thought he was in the mafia or whatever. And so, Michael Scott, there's nothing worse than a great salesman in reference to himself.
Well, I love his quotes. I love how he did things. And you know what? Ultimately,
you miss every shot you take. Wayne Gretzky - Michael Scott.
Well, he's the real GOAT. All right, he's the real GOAT.
Absolutely.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite basketball player, Michael Scott. All right.
Absolutely, a hockey player in terms of Wayne Gretzky.
Well, that's one thing that really drew me to you and drew me to Golf Club of Texas is that one of my good buddies, Jeremiah Sierra, you
love
did
that
his.
guy.
Yep. Well, I'm glad somebody does. So that's one. All right. That's one that loves him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad this is recorded. We're showing this.
You did his wedding, and he said ever since you did his wedding, he said you made everything, all the details, you made everything work. He said, I love Bo. And he said he did his wedding here, and you know what? He's a member, and he's never left. And so it seems like you do a great job of member retention. I know in the business that's always, you don't just want to make a client, you want to make somebody that you keep a client and that you continually keep them and build that relationship.
Right. So now go back to the office, 10 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to retain but no, that's what it's all about. My whole goal when I book a golf tournament, when I book a wedding, is not to suck them dry for as much money as I possibly can that one singular time. It's to give them a fair price that is good for us, obviously, but leaves them with such a great taste in their mouth that the wedding industry especially is not looked upon as a repeat business. With me, the reason why I'm so successful is because I look at it as a repeat business. Because if Jeremiah is out to dinner with some friends of his and they're like, man, I've been looking at 5 different event venues. I can't find a single event venue. We have a quinceañera that's happening. He immediately would go talk to Bo LeHew. He'll do business the right way, ethically. You'll walk away saying, oh my gosh, it was the best experience I ever had. And that's my goal. That's what I do. That's what gives me up every morning at it. I work 24/7 to my wife's chagrin. She hates it. But if you call me, text me at 11:30 at night, you're getting a response within 1 to 2 minutes. That's how it is.
Well, here, I got a great view right here of one of your weddings that you've had out there at Golf Club of Texas. You have awesome inside there, inside the pro shop there. That's I guess the clubhouse adjacent to the pro shop. Yeah. And then you have a beautiful outside area where you host a good amount of events. And so if anybody's interested, it's a gorgeous view, a gorgeous backdrop there.
Oh, it's the best in town.
So tell me, since we're talking about weddings, you mentioned your wife. What's your family life like?
I couldn't ask for a better wife. I'll tell you that. She's a vice principal over at Colonies North. And we have a 1.5-year-old together. Been married 2 years now. So we didn't waste any time in having a kid. I'm 40. I just turned 40, been bachelor my whole life. And then just got starstruck by this woman, about 5 years ago. And, now it's like life changes when you have a kid too. But the good thing about my job is that I can work remotely. I can work at home. I could do every bit of my job at home. But the first great mentor that I had, Ruff and Moore, always said, you have to come into work. You have to put FaceTime up. Because in sales, if you're not there, people think you're not doing anything. They don't know that when I'm at home, if I don't come into work that day, that I'm still responding to emails, still being proactive, still coming up with creative events, still doing other things, always to drive revenue for this golf course, for the owners of this golf course, who are like family to me. They won't let me go. They won't let me leave. The owner's son helps oversee it and runs it. Cy Perry is one of my best friends, and he won't let me leave. They've made it very clear they are not going to let me leave, because not only do they see my work ethic, but how I want to make them money, make this course successful, make Golf Club of Texas known as the premier golf course in San Antonio. And we're doing that by constantly improving everything. We just spent over $250,000 on a complete bunker capillary concrete repair. Our bunkers were known as some of the worst in San Antonio. What do? We address it. We fix that. We have an all Zoysia tee to green golf course. Amazing. Playing on Zoysia surface is
different. It's different. I'll tell you that much. When you're used to Bermuda, especially here in South Texas, it's totally different. When people come out there to play, that I've taken them out there to play for the first time, they're not used to it. You know, I'm still not used to it. And it's
you gotta play it different. You can't just play the shot that you think that your ball's gonna bite on that grass. You have to hit better of a flop shot or a bump and run. Realize that our greens, we have an amazing superintendent in Ken Buckler. He's absolutely outstanding.
He can be a bit of a jerk sometimes, but he's a hell of a superintendent.
We don't tell him that. Yeah, I know.
Ken's a good buddy of mine.
Everyone loves Ken.
Oh man, he's done some great things out there, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show, because you know what, I hate this. I belong to a lot of Facebook groups and a lot of groups here in town, and that's one of the notions that a lot of people have. They have a bad taste in their mouth of Golf Club of Texas for years past. Absolutely. And I said Ken has really helped to right the ship.
Culture. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, he's turned it around. We were notorious for having, every golf outing, tournament. Basically, if you hit into the bunker, you get we're going to let you just take a drop right outside of the bunker. Is that bad? You're hitting out of rocks and you're going to ruin your clubs. Now you're hitting out of sand. And part of it was because we would buy sand, but every time it rains, in San Antonio, it doesn't rain. It monsoons for a week. So it would wash out our bunkers, and it's expensive to constantly get sand and refill it. Now it just drains. It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's done some great things, and I noticed I was looking at the website, and it said that the step meter was reading about 10.3 or 10.4, and I'm like, no, that's crap, man. He's got to run it faster. Those greens are running nice. They're running true. They're running good. They're running nice right now.
Oh, is that what you saw it said?
Yeah, it said. I think it was recently. It said at the top of your website. It said 10.3 or 10.4. The stem meter.
I need to update that. Yeah, they're running a lot faster right now.
They're running real fast, but they're running true. And again, if anybody hasn't made it,
if you get on the green, your money. It's just, I look at it like this, and I tell people all the time, if they complain about greens, about them being hard, they are hard. But every course presents its different challenge. Every course, look at the majors. Augusta is not going to be the same thing as Pebble Beach. You don't play those courses the same way. It's the same thing as here compared to a TPC. You don't play these two courses the same. Hey, good at Golf Club of Texas, if you hit the fairway, if you're in the fairway, you guys Zoysia greens or Zoysia fairway, that's going to tee up your ball almost like it's off the tee right off the bat. But your approach shot to get onto the green is going to be different. Don't be shooting the same 7-iron, go to more of a, flop it up on there, make it drop straight down. If it hits the green, if you're on the green, you're money, because it's going to roll true and it's going to roll fast.
It is, and that's one thing that really true golfers and golfers that got really low handicaps, that's what they want. They want nice, fast greens that run true. Now, you mentioned that you worked for Touchstone Golf. What are some other courses that you help and they're running their properties or running their golf?
Touchstone Golf has over 40 properties. And I'm a regional support for that when it comes to sales. I've been in the top of the sales for Touchstone Golf since they've been here. And so I get phone calls every day from other courses. How are you doing that? How are you still selling during this pandemic? How did I still sell during this pandemic? How am I doing better actually coming out of it in the middle of it or right in the middle of it, not coming out? But how are you doing that? Well, first of all, I'm honest with all of my clients. First and foremost, yes, we are in the middle of a pandemic, but golf is the perfect social distancing sport. We've had a banner year just in daily play. Some golf tournaments have canceled on us, rescheduled, done whatsoever. Some people will allow them to have one person per cart. That's fine. We want and we stress, and Touchstone is very important about stressing safety. We have hand sanitizing stations throughout the club. Only X amount of people are allowed in the clubhouse in the pro shop at a time. All the doors are always open. All of our employees wear masks. All of our employees in the kitchen wear gloves. We take the utmost serious precautions because we do not want a outbreak at one of our golf courses. And we haven't, because of the leadership that we have at Touchstone Golf has allowed us to do that.
Now, you're right. During this pandemic, seeing your course has been booming. Golf is, I think, probably one of the sports that has benefited the most from during this pandemic, because it's something that you can do outside. It's something you can do with your bros. You can go have a beer and be outside and social distance as well. Right. And I've seen your range. Your range is packed. I saw people, I think on Sunday, or not this past Sunday because the weather was bad, but on Saturday, they were waiting for carts at like 2, 3 in the afternoon. And it's just because there's so many people that want to get out and that want to
get out of the house.
Yeah, they want to get out the house.
It's almost going on a year now. People want to get out of the house. And I do want to, stress, Touchstone itself does not look at it like, we do not look at it as like, oh, we're benefiting from at all this pandemic. But golf itself as a whole has benefited from it.
I totally agree.
We didn't want to benefit from it in this way at all, but we'll take what we can get. But more importantly, safety has been our number one priority. We do everything we can to make sure everyone is safe. Some people might get upset that we don't have water available on the course. Well, we do that for a reason. We are looking out for all the guests. Less things you have to touch, less things that you have to, help prevent that spread. When you come into our clubhouse, you must be wearing a mask. We sit down and eat, you can take it off, but we have a great outside patio that you can take advantage of as well.
Hell yes, I certainly think so, and that's normally where I'll order some wings, order some beer, take it outside, have a little putting contest out there. I do really love how y'all have your setup there. Now, I do mean, yes, y'all have benefited, but I think also what I meant to say was y'all there's been a need and y'all have provided that service, and you've fulfilled that need to people like myself that, hey, want to get out, that want to get out there and want to feel safe and don't want to have to think twice about going out and doing something and being indoors and having to really worry about it. So I think that's one thing y'all are doing, is that there's a huge need, and I think y'all are fulfilling that need to a good amount of people, especially in the city. Now, in the Touchstone Golf family, what is another course that maybe you might say that you really favor, you really like, or might be one that's your favorite within the state of Texas?
Well, we have several. We have Country View in Dallas, which is absolutely fantastic. Jonathan Nash is our GM over there. We have one in Gray Rock, is ran by the city in Austin, Texas.
I've been to Gray Rock.
Gray Rock is, outstanding. Stephanie Parsons is basically in charge of that, and she's been there forever, from a cart girl to running that place, making it one of the banner courses for us. And we have in Houston, Battleground, and then in El Paso we have Painted Dunes.
Okay, so you have a good amount. I have played Gray Rock. I do like that facility. I like the setup. And as soon as you get there, there is all those little different type of rock walls and stuff. And I said, a Gray Rock, okay, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Gray rock.
Yeah, I got that. Now tell me a little bit on the lighter side of golf. What is probably the craziest thing you've had to deal with in your time in the industry, whether it was at Lajitas or here at Golf Club of Texas? What's the craziest thing you've had to deal with out throughout the course, or maybe that's happened maybe in the clubhouse or any of that nature?
In thinking in my head, knowing that my owner and the president of this company is probably going to watch this video, so I will go pre-touchstone with this. And my owner still will find this funny. We hosted the Palace Gentlemen's Golf Tournament before.
Ooh, lovely.
And every single employee wanted to work that day. Okay. You had cart guys that normally are like, I don't want to work. I'll work. And I'll help ferry, the strippers to every hole. I'm like, oh my gosh. But crazy things happened that day. Let's just leave it at that. We did a complete clubhouse rental. We were closed to the public that day. Luckily that no one can really see anything around here. So going on was definitely for the people for the golf tournament that day. But it was nuts. It was a fun tournament.
You should have sold some pay-per-view packages that day. I'm sure you could have made a good amount of money.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. You're a genius. You should have. And that was pre my wife too. If my wife ends up seeing that. Megan, that was before you were involved.
Right. Hey, that's always smart. But at least I'm sure your wife knows what she married, right? My wife does
too. When on our second date, the phone rings and I'm like, oh, I gotta take this, and she probably had to be thinking, who the hell is this guy? What am I getting into? I'm dedicated to my job. My job has always been that, and it's been that gratification, always having and needing a new challenge in life, always wanting to be the best at everything I do. And that's what you got to do when you're in the industry that I am. Some people have that luxury. They get to clock in, come into work, and they go home, right? And they like that, right? I never clock out. I work 24/7. Yesterday, watching football games, answered probably it's wedding season right now because you have a whole bunch of uncreative men who decided to ask their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, to get married. I'm one of them. I asked my wife to marry me in the middle of between Christmas and New Year's. So January is a very busy month for us and all of Touchstone. We're booking and doing a lot of site tours. So my wife knows January is that month, that I got to be responsive. And that's the number one thing I think in being a successful salesperson. Even again, I think just sound of that word is just so bad. But in being a good relationship builder that I am, is I get a message on Facebook. I get a lead that comes in through the email. I call them right away on a Sunday afternoon, which might be faux pas. Some people might say, wait till the next day at Monday at 9 a.m. They'll appreciate that more. I have found the opposite is true. They just sent that in there. They are desperate to find a venue. And I call them immediately and they're blown away. And that's the start of a relationship. I'm friends with all of my ex-clients, and I get to see them having kids. They make comments on my posts about my kids because I become that guy on Instagram and Facebook that my whole feed is consumed of my daughter, So I'm that guy now. I used to make fun of others that were like, oh my gosh, no one cares about your kid, dude. Well, you have a kid?
now it's you.
Now that's me.
Hey, we're proud. There's nothing. I have 2 daughters, and hey,
I have a daughter. Yeah,
it changes things. It does. It changes things. It changes your views, and I still want to be that guy, though. I still want to be that guy that pokes the bear. That still makes those crazy comments. Yep. I still have to stir the pot some. Now,
I do that all the time. I absolutely still make those comments all the time. I will never stop growing up. Absolutely.
Well, when I made a post about having you on the show, you do not understand how many people reached out to me in regards
Really?
to, oh yeah, they're like, oh, I love Bo. Oh, Bo, this crazy guy. Oh, Bo, this, Bo, that. And I said, you know what? So I asked somebody, one of these guys I reached out to me. I said, well, give me something about Bo. Give me something about Bo.
Who?
And his name is Gabe Gonzalez.
Ah.
Okay. And I asked them, I said, dude, okay, so you're good friends with, I said, hey, you know Bo really well. Tell me something about him. He said, Bo can quote you all the good movies. He can quote you all the good movies. And sometimes like if you're not in that 35 and under range, or 35 and older range, you're not going to get it. Yeah, you're not going to get it. And that's one thing. When we talked, you're quoting over here. You're quoting Ron Burgundy. You're quoting Anchorman. You're quoting Step Brothers. And
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Like, yes. There's so much more room for activities.
And that's what I do with my clients. That doesn't stop there. I am myself. And I think that's what my clients respond to. I get in that event room and I stand up and I put my hands on my hips and I go, there's so much room for activities in here. You look like that. And they just are dying and laughing. Now, sometimes you hit or miss,
But it seems like
crazy that this never seen Step Brothers are like, this guy's a loony bin, but he's enthusiastic about his job. So we're still going to book here.
I'm sure they're like, oh, this could be the Catalina wine mixer too out here,
It's the Catalina effing wine mixer.
All right, now tell me, you've done so many great things in this game to attract people to your course. You've done so many unique things, and in speaking with Gabe, that's one thing that he said is that Bo thinks outside the box. He's able to be so unique, so different. And you're able to draw so many people and attention to yourself and to your course and your club and your employees. Now, what's some of the different events that you're able to do at your course when you might not be tied, like maybe like some other courses that are tied, say within the city or say within like some other type of management groups? Or what are some things that you've done that you think has kind of set you apart from other different courses?
Well, first and foremost, you hit it on the head when you said other management groups. And it does come down a lot to Touchstone and the freedom that they give all of us, and give me to do. It's also obviously different here when there's an owner that they run certain things by the owner. Is it okay with him too? We've had what was called a 20-hole golf tournament where we had before anyone had anything to drink, they would get here and they would do shooting clays because we're so vastly wide open. We can do that. We got the permit. We did everything the right way by the book, making sure that we're always doing things the right way. And so that would be you get a score and they call, 2 different holes there. And it was the 20 holes golf tournament. And then after they shot, then they could have an alcoholic beverage. And then they went on to play their 18 holes. I do twice a year a cornhole / golf tournament. There we go. Yes, you had on point right there. One of those things that I was just thinking outside the box and being like, what can I do that no one else does? My brother is great in that his education is far more vast than mine. He's just finishing up his PhD. He's going to be Dr. Matthew LeHew. He's going to insist on everyone calling him that. He's 8 years younger than me. He's a great guy. And early on in my career, he gave me a book to read called The Blue Ocean Strategy, which in summation is basically in a sea of like competitors, do things that set yourself apart. So in the golf industry, everyone is doing the status quo, is worrying about tee sheet management, which we do all those same things as well. Do not get me wrong. But what can I do on top of that to make myself stand completely outside of the box? And one of those is the cornhole and golf. What we do is 9-hole Stableford scoring for golf, 2-person scramble because you have a 2-person team for cornhole. And then we have this great It's called challenge.com. It's a bracket builder. So you put your teams in there, and it's a double elimination tournament. You keep winning. You stay up here. You lose. You go down in the winners losing bracket, but you have a chance to come up, and you have to beat the winners twice to win the championship. You get points based on each, and it took trial and error to equalize the point scoring from golf and cornhole to make it kind of equal. So you wouldn't have someone that's just an awesome cornhole player that wins the overall cup, right? So now we finally found our niche of scoring with this Stableford as well with golf, where you can have a great golfer, but he's horrible at cornhole, or vice versa. And then you take the two combined scores, and that's whoever gets the cup from cornhole and golf gets the cup. But you could have someone who wins first place and second place, and they get plaques or nice little trophies from cornhole, and then you get the same from golf, and then you have your overall champs. So you could have someone that did not get a trophy in golf or trophy in cornhole, but they got the cup because their combined score was so good.
Well, see, I do know the champions very well. Odie and Jeremiah.
I didn't like them coming out. Any Robert? Are you talking about Robert and Ryan?
Well, Odie. It was Odie and Jeremiah. They won.
They won the last one.
Yeah, they won the last one.
They won the last one. Robert and Ryan are ringers when it comes to cornhole. Like they're in the TCL, the Texas Cornhole League, and they always win it. And they blow people out so much that and they're good at golf, but they win both. And I'm like, guys, y'all can't come anymore. We're not going to have I'm like, this is going to be a crap creative event if y'all keep coming out. So yes, I remember Odie.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You always have to be worried and concerned about somebody in playing cornhole when they call the game bags. Oh, I like bags, and I'm like this.
The way one of them, Ryan, he just stands, doesn't even move, doesn't do a step swing.
Yeah, they're just here,
right there and throws it, and it does it spin, and it's
Those guys are scary. No, I don't like to play with any of those guys.
Really scary.
All right, now tell me, favorite golf movie. What's your favorite golf movie? All right, now who do you see yourself in that movie as?
Costner, of course. Do you not see the looks?
That's maybe.
No. People actually, it's funny. People actually say that I look more like Chris Pratt than anything, but I don't think he's been in a golf movie. No. I love Tin Cup just because, and then there's so many. I mean, I could have said Caddyshack, but that's so cliche. Everyone loves Caddyshack, right?
That's true.
Tin Cup to me, I think is just so great because I love it. You either love Kevin Costner as an actor or you don't, right? And I love it, and I love the aloof character he plays, especially when it comes to women, and then when he gets the shanks and he's doing the crazy hat thing and he's doing all these things to get it back. Because that's golf,
Immortality.
It's that mental game. And no one that works here at all would say that I am a great striker or I'm a great golf player. No one's getting
believe me, that's one thing I got too. No one said anything about your golf game. Well, you know what they've said? They said, Bo, not a great golfer. Not a great golfer. And I was just like this, really? Said, damn.
I'll tell you what, when I golf, I look good. I dress up with the pants, the polo. I got the great bag, great clubs. I think my 4-iron is actually sparkling clean because I never hit it. But if you were to see me just walking around with a golf bag, you're like, man, that guy's good.
Hey, you got to look the part.
Then you see my golf swing. You're like, wow, he's got a good golf swing. Wow. But then once I get up there, I either lift up my head or I didn't use my hips or I didn't do this, and the ball's whoop, whoop. I golf with my owner. My owner's embarrassed to golf with me sometimes. He just, he won't do it. He's like, oh my gosh.
Well, you can always hold it over people's head that, hey, This is my course. This is my course. So you know what? I don't care what you shoot. I still win. What's the name of the game? What's the name of the game? I win.
I win. I love it.
All right. So tell me now, this is beyond the stakes. I always ask a little controversial question.
Okay.
Now, through all your time in the industry, how do you not get invited back to your course?
Simple. Hit a tree with your golf cart.
Yeah, you really screw up with the golf cart is what you're saying, right?
I got a little crickets on that one, I guess. Yeah, destroy the golf cart and you won't be back. No, I mean, you'd have to be doing something very, very drastic for that to happen, for us not to have you back. We're atypical too. The owners from the very get-go wanted to establish this is a atypical, and they had the same mentality as well. Hey, you don't need to wear a polo. You don't need to wear slacks to golf here. You can come out here in jeans, shorts, t-shirt. We don't care, no cutoffs, but we don't want to be too pretentious about our game of golf in our golf course. So to do something and not be invited back would have to be usually alcohol related. Something happened where you got too drunk, you did something that was embarrassing, you made a fool of yourself, you destroyed the golf cart, you destroyed a rental set, and you're unapologetic about it. And you weren't, we've had sometimes where people have it goes hand in hand having accidents with golf carts and on a golf course. That's what happens, right? But for us, if someone has that apologetic, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for it. We are going to welcome you
because
back
accidents
with
happen.
open arms.
Accidents do happen. They do.
Our mission statement. Yeah, our mission statement that I came up with when we first started is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
I think y'all hold true to that. I think y'all certainly do. It's a very well, and that's why I wanted to connect with y'all, because you know what, I love the atmosphere you've built there. It's a very welcoming atmosphere. Yeah, it is. It's a very welcoming culture. It is.
And it trickles down to every single employee, the golf cart, bartenders, everyone. Treat everyone, and create, advocates for you that basically leave your golf course saying, hey, it doesn't even matter if we had a goat ranch for a golf course, which we don't. We have a premier golf course, but we also have a premier golf staff. We have the best staff. Every time I go down here, every time I come to work, I say hi to every single employee, making sure that they're, a big thing for us is the, A&M slogan, or catchphrase, howdy.
Howdy.
If you call my phone and leave a message, you're going to hear, howdy, you reached Bo LeHew of the Golf Club of Texas, but it's not disingenuous either. It's real. You do not exist and you do not succeed as a golf course if you are not genuine in what you do. And if you don't love working at a golf course, and if you don't clap your hands every morning when you wake up and say, I'm going to go crush it today, then what are you doing? Because here, working in this industry, it's a gift. It's awesome.
Man, and that's why I feel your passion for what you do, and that's why I wanted you on the show, because you know what? Somebody else is going to feel that passion. Somebody else that maybe several years back, before the restoration of your golf course, before you got there, you know what? They might come back and give it a try. I hope they do, because
we did a 96-acre resod 2012, and it took us till 2015. They closed down in 2012, 96-acre resod. And that's the thing. There might have been some people that at the very end, it was a goat ranch. The previous owner wanted to go down. The new owners have come in here with the intention of making this a premier golf course. And San Antonio is growing out this way.
Damn.
And there's housing coming around here.
Is.
So for us, it's 5 stars or nothing.
It is. And you're on your way. You're definitely on your way.
Social media, I do all of that, website, anything like that. And I'll respond immediately to a review that comes in from Google. And if it comes in as a 4-star, which most people will be ecstatic about, I immediately say, thank you so much for your review. if you would take the time to call our GM, Shane Pearson, at this number, please let him know what we can do to earn that extra star to get to that 5-star ranking, because that's what we strive to be. We are in our minds, we are a 5-star course. So if we are that way and someone views us opposite, we want to know what happened there disconnect wise that did not allow us to get to that 5-star review that we want to achieve.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Caleb is really friendly in the bar area. Zeke, Richie, all those guys, you know what? You can tell. You can tell. It starts off at the top. And as being a teacher and being a coach, you know, I have to take leadership from my principal and my administration. And I do think it starts at the top. It starts off at the top. It starts at the top. Absolutely. And guys, if you've never checked it out, go to the Golf Club of Texas. It's a really relaxed state. You don't just want to play golf there, and that might be a problem for.
You don't want to leave.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want to leave.
You don't.
Hang outside around our awesome patio, our comfortable chairs, our amazing bartenders, our executive chef, Nacelle Espinoza, is honestly the best that we've ever had here. And the new menu that we have that she's rolled out is second to none. This will
top notch.
She's a rock star.
Top notch.
And the thing is that I love most about her is that when she first got here, she kept on saying, yes, sir to me. Yes, sir. I'm like, stop that. I work for you. And I say that to every department head, you know, because even though I've been the longest one here, you know, and I'm established and I book, you know, I do all these things and everyone I, you know, think respects how hard I work. I tell them that I all work for them. You know, that's how I try to be humble in that aspect. My job is to make you look good, If you have a great idea about something, let me know and I'll blast it out there. We'll come up with a promotion. We'll come up with a new idea to do this and we're going to crush it. Going back real quick to creative events, it doesn't just stop with cornhole. We had a Frozen 2 right when Frozen 2 came out. We hired the singing princess of San Antonio to come out and put on a little breakfast brunch where they had them dressed up as Elsa, Anna, Olaf costume, everything. And kids came out here. Every 4th of July, we invest in $5,000 worth of fireworks. I get the fire marshal to come out here to make sure that we don't especially piss off Ken and burn down the fort. But I am so OCD. I put together an itinerary of the firework display, and I get so excited about it. And we charge $20 a person to come out and get hamburgers and hot dogs. We have a bounce house. Creative ideas every month is something that we do. I know one of the things that you did. It made me wish I had a son. Is I know you did a father-son fishing tournament and the Bass Classic. Yep, over on 12.
Yeah,
people fish anyways, so why not try to monetize it?
I know it made me tell my wife, you know what? I think I want a boy, and I think I want a boy. So for those of y'all that have never been out to Golf Club of Texas, make sure you go and check it out. It's a great place. It's my home course. I love it. It still kicks my ass. So don't think that just because it's my home course, I shoot really well there. I know, Bo. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Did you have any questions for me?
No. Thank you for having me. Your show's great. I can't wait to see, you know, when this gets aired. Do you go before or after those other
Texas
guys?
Golf Insider? I go after. I try to go after.
Yeah.
Try to go after Mike and Dave.
Or a warm-up act for you, you know.
It's a good opening. Now there's some good guys, and I'm trying to help them by trying to just get people out like you, just people out there that are doing some great things in the game of golf, especially here in South Texas, San Antonio area.